Hey guys, what's going on? Nexius here, bringing you guys a little video discussing my experiences queuing 2s and 3s, trying to get that 2K rating, which I eventually ended up getting. I got 2K and 2s a couple weeks ago with this Discipline Priest, and in 3s I also got 2K today. So I decided to stick with this Discipline Priest, and least to say is I don't regret it at all. I have a couple tips for you guys. In terms of what comps to run, I'll tell you what comps I recommend. In terms of in-depth strategies, I may make a guide for those comps when it comes down to later down the road if I get into the mood to do it. So in terms of my experiences, 2s is absolutely unfun. I do not enjoy 2s, at least rated, because a lot of people run with healers, and healer DPS is so boring. It's like 7+ minutes on average. It's fucking boring. You usually have to go to dampening. However, if you choose to run Windwalker DK, which is a viable comp in 2s, it's double DPS, matches usually end fast, you might actually enjoy 2s running that. The only problem with it is, since you don't have a healer with you in 2s, it takes a little bit more synergy and skill. You really need to practice with the same DK as much as you can, so you guys get used to each other's movements. The DK knows how to peel for you, he knows how to stay alive himself, and of course you are responsible for that as well. So overall, Windwalker DK is a pretty fun comp to run in 2s. It's very fast paced since it's double DPS. It just takes a little bit more synergy and awareness, so you may want to try that. If you want to play a little bit of a safer road, you can find a Discipline Priest, which is very nice for the dispels, and you can also find a Holy Paladin to give you freedoms for those pesky hunters and mages, which are very hard to stick to in 2s. So those are the 3 comps I recommend for 2s: Windwalker DK, Windwalker Disc, and Windwalker Holy Paladin. So if you're looking to push, say, 2K and 2s like I did, those are the top 3 comps I would recommend. In terms of 3s here, you guys will see my 2K 3s match here as well. Both of these matches, 2s and 3s, are my 2K matches, so you guys get to see how exactly I won. And in 3s, I basically ran with the same Discipline Priest. I met him in 2s about a month ago, and we ended up queuing. We hit 2K, and then he wanted to get 2K in 3s, so did I. So we ended up queuing together. Even though Windwalker DK Holy Paladin is better than Windwalker DK Disc, that doesn't mean Disc sucks. It's actually still a pretty good comp. I do recommend it if you cannot find a Holy Paladin. So in 3s, if you're trying to hit something like 2K and 3s, the top 3 comps I would recommend is Windwalker DK Holy Paladin, Windwalker DK Discipline Priest, and Windwalker DK Holy Paladin. I guess you guys can see what I'm saying there. Holy Paladin is definitely the best with a DK and a Windwalker. So if you can find them, that's what I would recommend. Now, I have a couple tips for you guys, not in terms of comps and what to run, but in terms of tips to getting to that goal, whether it's 2K or 2200 or even 1750 or whatever your goal is. The best few tips I can give you guys is 1, add those healers. Try and play with the same healers as much as you can. Healers are very hard to find in this game right now. A lot of them have either quit the game or they're basically playing with other players already. So what I recommend is try to find any healer you can. Any healer that's willing to play with you and willing to play often, stick with him. If he's a little bit worse than you, help him get to your skill level. Trust me, the investment is probably going to be worth it because the chances of you finding another healer is pretty goddamn rare. The other tip I have for you guys is to practice. There's only one way to get better at this game, and that's by practicing through trial and error. Look up guides, look up streamers who are playing. I watch Venruki sometimes play as Windwalker. I used to watch Balance a few times, but then I kind of lost track of when he streams and stuff. I haven't seen him stream too often, so I usually go to Venruki for Windwalker gameplay. Practice, especially with the same players, like I said in tip number 1. And tip number 3 is, of course, synergy. You want to play with the same people every single time, because the more you play with the same people, the more you get used to how they play, the more they get used to how you play. You can start communicating much better. You'll be more familiar with them, so you'll be more comfortable. The communication comes out more. Overall, just play with the same people, practice as much as you can, and of course, most importantly, be nice to everybody you queue into, because eventually you'll make a lot of friends, you'll make a lot of connections, and you will be able to queue with a lot of people, and you can get that practice in by doing that. These are my basic tips. This is my basic experience. Actually, I didn't really give you guys an experience. So here's my real quick experience in 2s. I absolutely hated it. It's just so boring. All the comps are usually healer DPS. It fucking sucks. A lot of those comps are also Hunter Mage. They both hard counter Windwalker. Not fun at all. I queued with the Disc, but if you prefer, you can go with a DK or Holy Paladin. I hit 2K with Disc, so you could possibly try it. In terms of 3s, I had a lot of fun with it. Again, the only thing I really didn't like about it was the hard counter of Mage Paladin, but Warlords of Draenor is Warlords of Draenor. Hard counters exist. This game is quite rock, paper, scissors, and, well, you just gotta deal with it. But overall, Walking Dead is quite a lot of fun to play. It's hilarious seeing people get 100 0'd. It's actually pretty sad. It's really not that balanced. But overall, I would say 3s is a lot of fun. I don't think I'll ever queue a rated 2s match again for the rest of this patch. When Legion comes out, I will do it, but in terms of right now, I'm only going to queue 3s, no rated 2s. Skirmish 2s, yes. Rated though, no. I'm going to keep it at 2k rating. Overall, I think this commentary has gone long enough. If you guys have any questions at all in terms of arena related, don't be afraid to leave a comment down below. Thanks guys for watching, and anyone that congratulates me on 2k, thanks in advance, and I'll see you guys in my next video. See ya.